Book Dragons, I am back to do my winter TBR. So normally when I do my winter TBR, I always forget about the books, but Leandra from the TBR Zero, I'll link her below, has done a year-long reading challenge, and I'm going to kind of use these like when I need some direction in my life, but I am going to use them for a winter TBR. So I'm going to make 4 TBRs, and I'm going to make them based on the 4 game boards. So every winter TBR we do is going to hopefully be seasonal books. I'm going to try to do seasonal books, but I'm going to do the 3 boards. So there are 3 boards. There's the Lost in the Library, which is probably my favorite because it's like a game board, and I'm probably just going to roll a 6-sided dice to see how many rolls I have to do. And then there is a monthly one for the other 2. So I'm probably going to have one that's going to be mostly audiobooks. It's probably going to be the Make Your Own Story one. And then I'm probably going to do physical books for the other ones. I really want to reduce my physical TBR, but I also want to get some of these wintry books off my TBR because I didn't read all of them. So I have a shelf on my TBR cart on the bottom that is going to be this winter TBR. So let's roll a 6-sided dice and see how many rolls I have to do on the game board. Okay, not too bad. We only have to do 2. Sorry if you can't see that. So we'll do the game board and then we'll roll and we'll see what we're going to do. I have a photo of the game board here, and then we're just going to show it to you as we do it. We have to do 2 rolls, which is actually not that bad. Start in the young adult fiction because that is probably my favorite place. So we're going to roll a roll 1 and see where we're going to go. Okay, we have another 2. So let's see where that is. Okay. Reader date. Okay, so we have new or old. So I'm going to pick up a new book that is on my TBR that I really did want to get around to. So, and I have a perfect one because it's new or old. But I'm trying to get better at reading my e-arcs, like my arcs in general, like earlier, and not letting them languish away. So I'm gonna go get it, and I'm gonna put it over here. Let me go get it. It actually didn't wind up on any of my, I didn't wrap it. A lot of my arcs right now are wrapped, so let me go get that book, and then we're gonna chat about it. I didn't realize that the room you started, you should have picked a book for, but the books that I added at the end of this, like all of my YA special editions, would count. So if I had to choose one, I would probably do the Molly Chan one, the Nightblood Prince, because that was one that I really did want to read. So I didn't realize I had to do that because then I watch people's videos, so that will be added here. I apologize, Leandra. I just didn't pay attention to the rules. The book I'm going to add in my winter TBR is A Barista's Guide to Love and Larceny by Carolyn Boone. It comes out in January, so this will be perfect. And this is one of the only Macmillan titles at Comic-Con that I was super excited for. It's a cozy fantasy combined magic, college life, first love, into a sweet Libra story about a gug with a secret ability who is roped into investigating a company's dangerous product. And this is a short one. This will be my first book for that one. And now we're going to roll again and see what is the next book on this TBR. I'm going to roll it on the book. Okay, so we have a 4. Okay. And let me roll and see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we could do book on cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. Book on cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or spell read on cover. Okay, a book on the cover. Okay. I think we're gonna do that. Okay. Let me find a book that has a book on the cover, which shouldn't be that challenging. Alright, let me go find one. Okay, so I wound up going to the other prompts because I was having a bit of a harder time. But I think I'm going to put An Arcane Inheritance by Camilla Cole because I can spell read on this edition. And it is a YA fantasy book that is an arc that I really did want to get around to. So these will be the 2 books that I focus for that. Give me a second while I go put these on my graphic so I don't forget. But these will be my 2 books for the game board that I have to finish in the first 3 months of the year, which I think is perfect. So yeah, let me go do that graphic, and then we are going to do the audiobook one, which I think will probably be a little bit easier because I have a lot more options. But yeah, okay, let me go do the graphics and I'll come back. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do my winter TBR, my audiobook TBR. I have caught up on pretty much all of my cozy mystery series that I'm reading. I have a couple that I'm like still without, but I'm pretty far into those. So I need some new ones. So I want to make a little TBR. I think I'm going to do a video at some point where I'm listening to a bunch of these. It may obviously happen the week that I'm off. I have no idea. But I am going to add a couple of books. So the first prompt I have to fulfill is read a mystery. So I'm going to add The Study in Scarlet Women by Sherry Thomas to this TBR because it's a mystery book and I've heard really good things. It's also a pretty long series. And my Veronica Speedwell series, my historical murder mystery that I've been reading, is all caught up. I think we're going to get a new book this year, but I'm fully caught up and I'm really looking for a new one. So I'm going to give this book a shot and see if I like it. So I'm going to touch a photo of that one here. My next prompt is to read a cozy book. So I'm going to do a cozy mystery because it's normally what I listen to. And I'm going to do Murder in the Scottish Shire by Tracy Hall. I will attach a photo of that book here. Start reading this one and I just feel like I should probably listen to it, but I was in the middle of listening to another audiobook, so I'm going to add this one. I will have attached the photo of that one. And then the last book is a fantasy prompt. So I'm going to do a fantasy reading cozy that I've heard about from Amy Marie. If I can remember, I'll link her and Leandra below when I post this because they're really, really good. If you're looking for cozy mystery content creators, would definitely recommend Amy Marie because she has a lot of good content. So yeah, I'm going to do Steeped to Death, which is one that I bought. So I'm going to add it to this TBR. Be my audiobook TBR. Now, none of these are physical, but they are audiobooks that I really do want to add. And when I do my TBR games, I'm going to try to pull from these books so they get read a little bit sooner rather than later, which is important. All right, now let's head into the game of stories, which I think I'm going to go back to my physical TBR because that is the goal. And let's add some books to that as well. The map of stories is you basically have to do 3 locations. And if you do like, I think if you do all, if I think the book has to match all the prompts and they have to like, all of the stuff is in there. So I have to go back and like look at it, but I don't think I'm going to probably do all of them like to match them all because I don't read all of these genres. I may try to do that. But I'm gonna just do a 12-sided dice and see what are the 3 locations I'm going to for January, February, March. And I will have to go back and look at that part of the video because I don't remember what the prompts were. But I'm just gonna go back and look at that and then we're gonna roll. We're gonna do 3 numbers. We're gonna do 3 locations and see what those prompts are. And it may force me to read outside my comfort zone. I don't know, but I'm gonna go watch that part of the video again and then I'm gonna come back and tell you what I'm gonna do. So let me go watch that. And then we'll roll, and then we're going to pick 3 books from the physical TBR for those locations. So I did watch it. So basically, if you want the gold badge, which is the highest, you have to fulfill all 3 prompts, and they have to be in the genre that you're reading. And then if you want the silver badge, you don't have to do the genre requirement, but you do have to fulfill all 3 prompts. So, okay, let's see what 3 locations I am going to do. Leandra's going to make this a little bit hard for me, I think, but that's okay. We love Leandra. So, all right, let me go to my thing. I think I have to do random number generator 1 to 12. In an ideal world, 1, random number 1 to 12. Random number. Okay, let me just see if I can do it. 1 to 12. All right, we're going to see what we're going to get. Okay, 1. Okay, so we are going to start in historical fiction. Ooh, okay. Okay, well, you know what? I can do that. So it's historical fiction, historical setting, 1 person on the cover, and a booktube recommendation. Okay, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to do The Study in Scarlet Women because it does fulfill all those prompts. It is a booktube recommendation. It is historical fiction. It does have 1 person on the cover, and it is in a historical setting. So I'm going to do that for historical women. I am cheating because it is a book I got from somewhere else, but it will fulfill all the requirements. So I guess I'm reading A Study in Scarlet Women for several challenges, which is actually the point. Like, I am happy about that. So yeah, I will attach that photo again, but it does work back to the other prompt that I just gave you. I'd like to get a physical book on here, but I guess it just sort of depends on where, okay, so 5. Okay, 5 is the thriller. It's a standalone read, title in all capital letters, and a booktube recommendation. Whew. Okay. Well, standalone read is pretty easy. Standalone read. Title all in capital letters. I don't know if this book would count for booktube recommendation, but it would count for all of the other ones. It is a standalone read. It does have all capital title letters. And I have heard people talk about this author in the past. So I think for this, I'm going to do The London Sand Society by Sarah Perner. I did like the other book that I read by this author quite a bit. And if worse comes to worse, if I have a book that comes up on one of these best of that is a thriller, I might just add another book to here, but I'm not going to know that until I watch those lists. And I haven't watched any. I'm not a big thriller reader, to be honest, but I may just see if somebody has read this. I haven't heard of a lot of people reading it, but I do know it counts for 2 of the prompts. So I'm going to put that on there, which is good. Okay, I'm going to try to put this over here. I'm going to put this over here because it's a little bit higher. Okay. So that will be book I add, The London Sand Society, for that one. And then we have to roll one more. I'm not even sure if that's a thriller, but I'm just going to count it and see what the next one is. Okay, 9. Okay, mystery. A crime takes place, 3 to 5 words in the title, and a booktube recommendation. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm just doubling up, but I think I'm just gonna do, because the thing is, it is a mystery, 3 to 5 words. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do Murder in the Scottish Shire. I will attach that here. Book that I got in the other prompt, but you know what? I think that's okay. Like, I'm not gonna be too specific about it, but I think I'm just gonna add those because those are some books that I really do want to read. There is a project that I have in my head. All right, so I think that's what we are gonna do. We're gonna add the Murder in the Scottish Shire again. So I will be focusing on historical fiction, thriller, and mystery, which is good. I don't know if this book is technically a thriller, but I think that that's okay. Okay, and now what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just going to add a couple of books that I've had that I really do want to read before the end of the season, just because they've been on my TBR for a while. I'm just gonna add 5 of them. It's not gonna be a big, massive TBR. But I'm probably just going to add, yeah. So these are not books that are on any other prompts. But I would like to get these 2 special editions read. The Nightblood Prince by Molly X. Chang and Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. I haven't heard anyone talk about these, so I doubt that they will make a best books of the year. But those are 2 that I would like to have someone I would like to read at some point. And yeah, there is a couple of other ones that I'm gonna add, just my special editions that I want to get through, so I'm gonna go get those as well. I also have The Floating World by Axie O that I would really like to read, and I also do have Never Ever After by Sue Lynn Tam. These are all my fairy loots that honestly I really do want to get around to, and they just haven't fit any prompts. And I do have a couple of readathons I'm doing that especially because it is TBR-a-thon, that I am going to be focusing on those books in this season and in this quarter. So yeah, I think I like doing this because I feel like it keeps me a little bit honest, and it keeps myself a little bit honest. But I do like that, so that is going to be the books on my winter TBR that I just want to keep an eye on. So let me know in the comments if you like that I do this. I had a really, really fun time building this TBR, so I am going to go get this video ready to set, go film my monthly TBR for January, which I haven't done yet, and then I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends.